I'm Mint Salad and I saw Fast 5. It is directed by Justin Lin and spoilers, The Rock is in it. I've done reviews of the other Fast and Furious movies. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. So if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. The movie starts, we're following, there's a bus, prison transfer bus, and there's a bunch of cars coming up to try to have Dom escape. I'm just curious as to how fast they can get Dom off of this prison bus. Well, they crash it. That's what happens. And then they go vroom. We got people trying to find Dom because, you know, he escaped prison. Oh no! You got a bunch of people looking for Dom. Also, you gotta try to steal these cars. Pretty cool cars. I like the method of which they try to steal this car off of this train. It's pretty cool. They laser the side of train where the cars are, and then one by one they like ramp off the car with the driver in tow, and then they just drive away. Mia drives the opposite direction. People take notice, and also more people take notice of, oh no, well, it looks like time to shoot, pow, 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 we're gonna shoot at the pow, pow. Some FBI agents, quite unfortunate, are murder, death, killed. And so we have Brian, Mia, and Dom, now fugitives. What a twist and turn. Interesting to have Brian be a cop in the first movie, and now he's a fugitive, which is quite interesting. Also, The Rock's in it. I mentioned before, he's a good guy. He's a policeman. Although I feel like I want to root for the Fast and Furious squad, the family that they have, more than The Rock catching them. I feel like he's an antagonist, but literally he's a good guy in the continuity of the story. So he's like, oh, I'm gonna get them with ways that no person will. Also, make sure they don't get into cars. Got a bunch of FBI agents trying to corner them and trying not to get them into cars, and it's like, oh boy, when will they eventually get into cars? They run on roofs, which is pretty cool. It's like parkour. I want to run on roofs, but I don't know any parkour, so if I try to run on a roof, I feel like I would slip and fall and get hurt. I wouldn't die. I'd find some way to lower the fall, or if it's too high, I wouldn't even attempt it at all. But I don't want to break my ankle. That'd be kind of inconvenient. Also, did I mention that Vince is back? Yeah, Vince is back. Seems like Vince is only interested in a computer chip. He steals it from a car. Like a leader guy. Oh no, the guys who are trying to get the Fast and Furious squad try to get this chip because it's in this car that they really want, but they are trying to extract it. You know, it's like, oh no, not the car, we gotta go find them because they sold a very valuable car. And so they have it at a warehouse. The Fast and Furious squad has this valuable car at the warehouse, and they're like, okay, we're gonna take it apart. I like that. I like seeing the mainframe of the car. I don't know if it's called a mainframe. I'm not knowledgeable of cars personally, but I like looking at it. It looks pretty cool. And I was like, oh, I'm very intrigued. But you know, they found what needed to be. And I mentioned Vince because Vince is interested in this computer chip that is in this very valuable car. Tries to sell it, and Dom is like, get out! Family! You know, that's kind of a lot of him in this movie, which I really appreciate. It's very on its nose. I very much appreciate the very on the nose lessons like family and stuff like that, because I wouldn't really be able to crunch down and understand more nuanced plots unless heavily explained to me. I'm autistic, if you didn't know. Hope you did. Did I mention the bad guy is a criminal? Clearly, I'm in a crime lord. He's a crime lord. His chip has lots of money on it, okay? So you're trying to rob this crime lord of his money. Very intriguing plot. I want to see where this goes. And so they're in Rio, they escaped to Rio. I totally forgot to mention that part, but they're in Rio, which makes it pretty cool. We're not in America, so I like the Jesus statue. That was pretty cool. The cinematography on that. I was like, oh yeah, I like that. Hey, that's pretty cool. I can see it's very pretty with all the colors and all the landscape. Very good shot there. But yeah, they're in Rio and they're running from this henchman, criminal lord, crime lord, henchman. Man, the criminal henchmen really want that chip. It's very interesting because, oh, we're gonna get caught. Let's go split up. Oh no, we cannot split up, says Mia. For I am having a child. I am childbirthing. Personally, I don't like children. I don't know why she would do this, but she's yet having a child. But yet, she wants to have a child. Because women instincts, I guess. But now we gotta stay together because we gotta protect a pregnant woman. And now, here is the idea to steal the money. This is the point in which they want to steal the money. I really like the strat that they're going with to steal the money. First, they have a team, a bigger team, and it's great, right? Because big team equals lots of people to go to different locations. Location 1 of crime lord's money. Go to here, burn it. That's the fire. I like it a lot. It goes up in flames, you got a bunch of crime, people be like, oh, we're gonna protect it! And then, you know, they beat them butts. It's pretty epic. I like it a lot. And it's like, oh, we're just gonna burn the money, okay? And then crime lord is like, ah, no, not the money. It's gonna get burned. I don't wanna get burned, all of it. Let's consolidate it into this really big safe. And this is where the rest of the people come in, okay? Now, one place burned. New day, okay? Because transferring money from a bunch of places to one single big old safe takes maybe a day or two. I don't know, actually. But I really like how they're like, okay, now we have the entire heist. Now we're at the heist, okay? The heist, really cool. First, they locate where this safe is. Then, they use a bunch of cars. And I like how they take the cars, right? And they use a bunch of cars to pull this safe out. I like how there's a bunch of cops chasing them. But at the beginning of the chasing, I really like how we have some people in cop cars. Because, you know, like they acquired some cop cars. There's a whole race with 4 cop cars. Ah, yeah. Who's the bestest? Who's gonna be the cop carist? And it was pretty great. I liked enjoying the fact that now we see a bunch of Fast and Furious family members, is what I'm gonna refer them to, in a bunch of cop cars. Just ramming cops out of the way, like bumper cars, okay? And then there's a bunch of cops. More cops than necessary. Okay, I'm gonna cut you off, Brian. So now we have Dom with this safe behind him, and he's driving towards police, and the police have to drive out of the way when he's heading towards them. And then he uses that, like he does the swerving thing, and the cop cars just hit into the safe, and they all explode, and this is really effective. And I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, dude, this is awesome. And it's quite unfortunate for The Rock though, because Luke Hobbs, him, as The Rock, that's his character. He's the police guy, okay? And I really like how he's just devastated that he's lost a lot of men. It's very human. But we're not quite done with the heist yet. I'll talk about The Rock a little bit more after I review the movie. My favorite part of Dom using the safe is it almost is off the side of the bridge, but not quite. But then the car is doing flying, and so Dom flies out of that car first before it flies into another car. Wow, all those guys are now gone. I really like how Hobbs looks into the safe as like, oh, there's nothing in here. And then it shows a maneuver of how they switched out safes with an identical one and put the true safe with a lot of money in this garbage truck, and they've completed this heist, and like, oh my goodness, there's so much money here. And then they all go on vacation, and it's pretty epic. And then the movie ends with, hey, me, Brian, I want to car race you, Dom, to see who's better. And then it's like, yeah, okay. And then that's how the movie ends, pretty much. They're gonna go racing. It's really cool. I really want to see them race. That'd be really cool. It's like, oh man, there's been circumstances in which they didn't have a fair race in previous movies, so I really want to see a fair race between them. Let's talk about The Rock, okay? So The Rock, he's Hobbs' character. Like I mentioned before, he's the police guy. He seems like he wants to get people, like criminals, off the street genuinely, okay? He seems like a good guy. He's willing to go hard, and I like his technique. I like how this is the first The Rock in a Fast and Furious movie, and I hope he's in more Fast and Furious movies. He seems bigger in this movie than The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, and plus the Scorpion King. He's a lot bigger, and he fills out his shirt more. And he's like, I am kind of a complicated guy, actually. Because I see aspects of The Rock, like his physical, like, prowess, being like tall, standing up well, but it's interesting that he also is very complex. I stood up tall and I probably broke the frame. But it's interesting because he's like, okay, well, I just want to get these guys, I want to get these fugitives, and also all my men, so man, this is really devastating. And it's like, okay, so I see there's like a potential of you going extra hard now that a bunch of your guys are gone, and these guys stole a bunch of money. So I'm really excited about that. Also, I feel that the addition of The Rock isn't nearly as forced as The Mummy Returns and The Scorpion King. Like in those movies, he just kind of takes over, which is quite interesting. But here he's just a very imposing figure in the background that you are reminded about throughout the movie, and I like that. That's all I really have to say about The Rock in this film. What do you think about The Rock in this film? If you've seen it, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. So I gotta give this movie a solid 7.5 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. You can also like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert at movie reviewing. So if you'd like to request a movie in the comments below, you can do that in the comments below. Wow, this slow cadence really messed me up. Or if you'd like to fast track a movie request, you can do that at patreon.com/ASEPresents. $20 a month for one movie review per 1 month. $3 a month for 250 vlogs that are up there, plus the how to draw Pokemon tutorials will be posted there first and early at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews, you can go to this link tree. The Fansly is free to follow. It really helps with the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews. So you can go here. And until next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.